Down by the river I fall, and I'm trying to catch my breath.
Every morning, I understand you go out on the balcony and overlook the field and pray and just remain grateful for this opportunity that that guardian angel in the sky gave you. That happens, huh?
Every morning at 6 o'clock, I'm out there and I thank God for the opportunity I have to lead this great university, this great state, coach these men and ask them for the guidance to lead them in the right way.
I want to go back to growing up there in Bayou. Your dad had a vegetable stand and he worked on tugboats.
That's right.
And
yeah.
What was it like for young Bebe
Yeah.
growing up in that part, the waterways and
Yeah.
the Gulf of Mexico, all that was going on growing up?
It was fantastic. It was a tough way of living. Mom and Daddy always worked for a living. You know, the vegetable stand helped me recruit. You know, come on over here and get some vegetables as a young kid. You know, I grew up a rich man in my mom and daddy's house. You know, they taught me how to compete. They taught me how to worldly things. They taught me how to go to school, wanted education, and play football. I loved it. So my dad taught me how to coach. And I wanted to coach since I was 6 years old. I wanted to be a leader. And we were raised in a town where football was king. And I'd watch LSU football.
Right.
I'd watch LSU football and watch LSU football and want to become like.
Right.
And it was just a tremendous time growing up. I got to tell you a story about my mother, because I look just like her.
Coco.
Coco. And it's where I get my enthusiasm from.
Yeah.
So we're playing a big game. We had Salafouche, and then maybe the quarterfinals of my junior year. We're on the way to state championship. And I wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I smell breakfast, but it was different.
Mm-hmm.
It was fried shrimp. I wake up and say, man, that's fried shrimp. She's not cooking already. And all of a sudden, she bangs on the door. She has my football helmet on. She has pom-poms in one hand and a shrimp pull bar in the other hand. Let's go, boy, we got to win tonight.
You come to LSU, it's got to be a dream come true for your family as much as for you.
Everybody, you know that? You know, when you sign with LSU with a boy from Louisiana, it's a big deal.
What happened?
You know, I spent 2 weeks here. I had never been away from home. And we went to New Orleans when we were young. We had to bring a change of clothes. It was so far away. It was only an hour away, but that was huge for us. You know, we had never been away from home. I'd never been away from my parents. So it was an adjustment. They moved me from defense to offense. I got homesick. I went home. And Dad said, okay. The next day, man, he wakes me up at 6 o'clock and knocks on and said, let's go to work. And he worked at Lafouche Telephone Company, and he had a good job. And he put me digging ditches on the side of the road. And I'll never forget, the people would slow down. And they had a couple of expressive words to call me. And it was the worst day of my life. Yeah. And my dad just said, dig, keep digging. Yeah. And I spent about 2 or 3 months there, and Bobby Bear calls me. He says, Bebe, you want to come to school at Northwestern? I said, hell yeah. Where's it at? I'm coming.
The A and the T was in Natchitoches. I bet you couldn't spell Natchitoches,
I couldn't even spell Natchitoches, but I'd heard about Northwestern State because Bobby had been there. Wonderful career. I think everything happened for a reason. I loved it. I started as a freshman. I was playing with good guys, man.
Cajun Cannon is your quarterback.
Bobby's the quarterback. Bobby's my roommate. We went hard on the field. We went hard off the field. We had a blast. But you know what? My whole mission was not to play football there, I found out. My whole mission was to help me get the coaching profession. My option was to go back to South Louisiana, work at the phone company or shovel shrimp.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Right.
And I wanted to coach, and that's why I coach so hard.
I want to go back to when you got out of Northwestern State and became a GA. And then I want to say went to McNeese, where your two boys are playing now. You're the twins. And then the call from Arkansas to be a strength coach.
That's right.
Take us through that period for you when you got through playing.
Another point of adversity. I got through playing. Bill Johnson took me down to McNeese State. I was coaching there for a year. The coach was going to hire me full time. That would have been a big deal.
Yeah.
Something happened. He couldn't hire me full time, so I went home. then got a job shoveling shrimp in the shrimp shed, making good money, but working 12, 15 hours a day.
A little better than digging ditches.
A little better than digging ditches, a little bit more money.
Yeah.
So I'm working in there all summer, and all of a sudden I'm in the boat, and somebody calls me, baby, you got a call from Arkansas. Man, no cell phones back then, so I go up on the deck, I get a call. It's a guy who worked at Northwestern State. He says, hey, there's an assistant shrimp job in Arkansas. You want? I said, hold on. I was in my shrimp boots, I had my shrimp shovel. I threw it in the Bayou, and again, I said, hell yeah, where's Arkansas, man? I'm coming.
It's a little further north than that.
It's a little further north. Here I come.
So you're on Hatfield's staff at that point, Ken
Yes.
Hatfield. And then, like in a hiccup, you're at Miami
Yes,
with Jimmy and later with Dennis,
yes.
coaching Warren Sapp, for crying out loud.
It was just a great time in my career to be with Jimmy Johnson. Dave Wanstead was a defensive coordinator. Butch Davis was a D-line coach. Dave Campbell was the defensive backfield coach, and me and Tom Tuberville were GAs.
Yeah.
It was a wonderful time. That's where I learned how to coach.
It seems like I think most people today identify your history as USC's, and that's understandable. There were two opportunities, and the first one came, people forget, it was Paul Hackett
That's exactly right.
that was coaching
Yes.
when you initially went there. But
Yes.
when he was fired, you were able to get Pete, and then another stage of your development began.
No question. I was out recruiting for 2 weeks. I didn't know who the head coach was going to be. It was a Saturday night late. I'm watching Long Beach Poly play. I'm on the sideline, and Pete Carroll comes up to me. And he goes, Ed? I said, yeah, Pete Carroll. I'd met him one time. I said, hey, Coach, how you doing? Yeah. He goes, what are you doing here? I said, I'm recruiting. He goes, recruiting for who? Y'all got fired. I said, they got fired. I didn't. He goes, what do you mean? I said, you know, they told me if I wanted to stay on the staff to continue to recruit. And he says, you've been recruiting? I said, yeah, I've been recruiting for 2 weeks. I said, what are you doing here? He said, I'm going to be the head coach at USC tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And he says, give me a call. And that's how I got on staff.
If there's one thing from the time spent with Pete Carroll that you gleaned and use every day in coaching, what would it be?
How to handle players on a daily basis. Handle them like you would handle your own son. Mm-hmm. Make them feel loved. Let them know you have the knowledge, and get them behind you. When Pete walked in the room, everybody was behind Pete Carroll, and that's what I wanted at LSU.
When the athletic director at the time and the president at the time of Ole Miss went searching for a coach,
I think I just had an interview. I probably wasn't the top candidate, but through that interview, I captured Robert Kayat, and I thought that was the difference.
So when you got there, you immediately went into overdrive with recruiting. My friend Bruce Feldman wrote a book with you and talked about that. And you did bring in incredible talent. But bringing it in is one thing, making it a cohesive group is another. What are the regrets? What didn't you do well that you learned from that helps you now?
So when I went to Ole Miss, I coached the whole team like I coached Warren Sapp. Quarterbacks and those receivers and those DBs wasn't used to that. And I was hard on the staff. I wanted everybody to be like me.
Yeah.
And that didn't work. So when I got fired from Ole Miss, I called my mentor, and he said, listen, the only person you can change out of the whole situation is you. And it's so easy to do this. Mm-hmm. He said, you're going to look at yourself in the mirror, and we're going to write down the things that you need to change, because you're going to be a head coach again. So that's what I started doing.
You mentioned coaching Warren Sapp and how the toughness and being how do you take that, Ed, that mindset of being a position coach, and then become a CEO of position coaches and coordinators as a head coach? How do you do that? How do you execute that?
Take the foot off the gas pedal just a little bit.
Breathe deep.
Breathe deep. And let the guys manage their position. Mm-hmm. I let the coaches coach. I still motivate, I still recruit, but let them coach.
I want to fast forward now to that period where you were out of coaching, didn't know what was going to happen, and USC happened again. and now you get a chance to be the interim.
Yeah.
And I frankly thought you were gonna get that job.
So did I.
Was that a real disappointment? Maybe the low of lows?
Yeah, I had to tell the team bye. It was one of the hardest things I ever had to do besides the day I buried my father. They didn't want me to leave. I became a father-like figure to those young men.
Yeah.
And they counted on me and I counted on them. We left and I was on the plane and I told my wife, I said, besides the day I buried my father, this is the worst day of my life. She goes, no, it's not. And I looked at her, I said, what? She goes, God has a better plan.
Yeah.
I said, it better be good, baby. We just lost a job from USC. And you know what? She was right. As you look at everything in the rearview mirror, you can see the overall plan. And the overall plan was for me to come home to LSU and be the head coach.
When you found out from Coach Miles that this was going to happen, that you were going to be a part of this staff,
Yes.
I know you well enough to know that in itself was a huge deal for you.
I was elated. Being at USC, being at Miami, being at other schools, Syracuse, being at Ole Miss, I always wanted to coach at LSU.
Yeah.
There was something about this Bayou blood running into me, what it would be like to coach in Tiger Stadium. Every time I passed across the bridge, and did it many times, my head was just doing this. So I just felt unfinished business since I quit the team.
Yeah.
And I felt like I wanted to come back here, and my goal was to get back to LSU.
When this came your way and you get tabbed as the interim coach, what's going through your mind?
I felt bad for Coach Miles, but I knew this. Being an interim coach before, I knew the team needed me.
The reality of being the head coach and being named the head coach for good,
Yes.
when it's your baby,
Yes.
then what?
You would think it'd be nervousness. You would think it'd be anxiety. It was complete opposite. It was a feeling of peace, a feeling of confidence. We're ready to do this thing.
In a lot of ways, there are those in life that just for whatever reason have to do things the hard way.
Yes.
And it looks like even in your coaching career, it's always been,
It's always been that way.
yeah, but then the work ethic always got you back.
I always kept on working. I always was able to make adjustments. I always was able to learn on the run and learn from my mistakes, and hopefully I don't make the same mistake twice.
Yeah,
And my experience at Ole Miss, I know now happened for a reason.
right.
Obviously, I wasn't ready to be a head coach, but we had done a lot of things there in the recruiting. We did some good stuff, but I wasn't able to be a CEO. It helped me to face that adversity. The 5 years that I waited to be a head coach again, I wrote down some things that I wanted to do better. I implemented that at Southern Cal. It worked very well. I didn't work out there, but I had a plan that God wanted me home, represent my people, come back with my family, and now I'm ready to be a great head coach for LSU.
Truthfully, every other place you've been, maybe not so much at SC, because the diversity and just the way they roll in Southern California, you were mocked.
That's right.
Your accent was
I was,
mocked. Oh,
yeah.
there were memes being done
Yeah,
everywhere.
Yeah, I'm so proud of being a Cajun. I never even once thought about changing my accent. Always was proud that people are going to accept me the way they are and get to know who I really am.
Louisianians embrace their heritage.
That's right.
And I think that's part of why you're such a perfect fit.
I love representing the people that work on a daily basis to feed their family. We've got great people who love to have fun, love the LSU Tigers. Tim, I can share this with you. When I step into the stadium, I feel connected to all 102,500 people that are pulling for LSU. Yeah. It's a special feeling. I've never felt that before in my life.
You've spent a lot of time here with me today telling me how you've changed along the way. But what about Ed Orgeron won't change?
Toughness, hard work, honesty, getting after it, very competitive, love my team, love Louisiana, love football, love my family. Go to church on Sunday and do it on a daily basis. That's who I am. That's always the way I'm going to be, whether I'm the head coach at LSU, whether I'm assistant. I'm the same man that walks into Rouse's. I go do the shopping for my family. I'm a family man. I love my kids. That's who I am.
So these Monster Energy drinks, do they work?
They do, but I have to say this, okay?
Are you backing off a little bit?
Well, you know, we're non-denominational, my family right now, but I wanted to go through a Lenten period, raised Catholic.
Right.
All right, so I gave up chocolate, energy drinks, and Diet Coke.
Wow.
And I lost weight,
You look great.
feel better, and I want to say I haven't had one in a while. Okay. Now, I can't say so much about the chocolate.
I guess the final point is that to appreciate where you're from is to go back successfully.
Yes.
To be a success when you come back home. That is a cool thing.
You know, they had a Coach O Day. They retired my jersey at home. We did it at the Civic Center. There was about 2,000 people there. You couldn't fit another person in the house. Fried shrimp and jambalaya served on white plates, and I was never so proud of a community in my life. Yeah. It was just like the Academy Awards on the Bayou. I was so proud of those people.
The one thing that I've always said about your situation is that I couldn't be happier for you, and I think that's shared by everyone in the college football community. And I don't know of anyone in my profession that's not rooted for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I mean, I just think that's something that's unique about your personality.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. It's a wonderful story. It's a dream come true, really. It's a dream come true. It's one in a million for a boy from South Louisiana to be the head coach at LSU. It's a dream.
God bless you.
Thank you. God bless
Good to
you.
see you, man.
Go Tigers.